Hey, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode something.
14, I think.
14, episode 14.
13, I don't
I'm
know.
Jay, and battling a deathly illness is Bry.
Happy to be alive, folks. It's going to be a rough show, but we'll see how long I can make it. Hi,
We'll
everyone.
explain in a second. We got a new guest host this week. We got the professor.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
So,
Do you mind if I call you Prof?
Sure.
All right, cool. Welcome aboard.
hanging in there? Hanging in there, Bry?
Yeah. All right.
Bry had a little situation where you weren't sure if we were actually going to have a show tonight or not.
Not even sure if I'm going to finish the show, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, we'll find out. What happened?
Well, I was sitting here on my couch watching Sports Center at about 6:30. It's currently 7:45, and I'm just sitting here watching TV. Get my laptop ready for the show, just stewing with all the things I was going to rant about tonight. And all of a sudden I started coughing. Like, you get that, like, dry throat cough, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
for, like, 15 seconds I'm coughing, and I couldn't catch my breath. And I was just coughing, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, but it was, like, happening in slow motion. And I was like, this isn't good. So I stood up, and I just coughing. I couldn't breathe. My eyes were watering. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So I started walking towards the kitchen or to the bathroom because I was like, I had this weird, my first reaction was like I was having some kind of like allergic reaction. My face was swelling up or something. And I wanted to go look. And I got to the kitchen, and as soon as I stepped into the kitchen, it like stopped. And then all of a sudden I just threw up. But luckily
Jeez.
I was like standing right over the garbage can. I was just like, what the hell? And like, I don't just randomly throw up. I only throw up if I get really drunk or if I'm sick. And so for like the past hour and 15 minutes now, I've basically been like in the bathroom, like dealing with the aftershocks and trying to get that smell out of my nose. And that smell's just making me more, but my stomach never hurt. So I don't know where it came from. So now the question remains, what made me throw up? Was it the pulled barbecue chicken that I ate for dinner? Was it the Tostitos I had, or was it the ice cream sandwich that I had?
Tostitos from where?
From where?
Yeah.
From a bag?
Frozen?
No. Tostitos, the nuts, the chips.
Oh, I was thinking of taquitos.
Oh, no, Tostito chips. I opened a fresh
Is this a
bag.
big difference where you get your taquitos?
Did you have any dip with it?
No, what happened was I got this thing of pulled barbecue chicken that like it comes in like a container you keep in the freezer, and I cook it, and I usually put it in like it's kind of like a sloppy Joe type thing, and I usually put it on a roll, but I forgot to take a roll out, so when I got home from work I was like, fuck, I'll just cook it and just eat it with a fork off the plate. And so I was eating it, and then I got some chips, and I was like kind of dipping them, whatever, in the stuff and just eating it. And then that was done, and I was still hungry, so I had an ice cream sandwich. And then like a half hour, 45 minutes after that, Vomit City. So I'm the type of person that once I get sick, I don't like to eat whatever made me sick. So now I've got to throw out all the chicken and the ice cream sandwiches and the Tostitos till I figure out which one's guilty, the guilty culprit.
I would not blame the ice cream sandwich just because that's the most delicious.
I know. Well, I had an ice cream sandwich on Monday and I didn't get sick, so I'm thinking probably not that. And
I got to go with chicken.
and the Tostitos bag I just opened. Like I opened it and poured them on the plate, so hopefully it's not that. And so
I don't
I think
think
it's the
those-
chicken because you're supposed to keep it frozen, and I took it out and I put it in the refrigerator on Monday because I was going to have it Monday, and then I changed my mind, and then I was going to have it yesterday, and I changed my mind, so I ended up eating it today. So maybe because it's been in the fridge instead of the freezer for 3 days, that had something to do with it. But I threw the rest of it out after that.
I don't know. I eat food like when it's like a week old.
No, I do
I just
too.
eat it
It's
up.
just one of those freak things.
Hmm.
So
No,
maybe I'm getting
I-
the stomach bug that everybody gets, which is good because I need to lose about 20 pounds. And if you want to know why, just listen to last week's show.
Yeah, we decided to let ourselves go about a year ago, and it's all downhill since.
So I'm trying to sip a little Gatorade here and hopefully make it through another show. So I hope all you fans out there appreciate the pain and suffering that I'm putting everybody through here, or that I'm going through to amuse you.
Hopefully, amuse you.
I don't give a fuck if I amuse you or not at this point. That's why my ribs will stop hurting.
Try not to throw up on yourself.
Yeah. So what's going on with everybody else? Now that we've heard my story and that we've tuned out all the listeners.
Right. Well, what do you think of our luxurious studio, Prof?
It's great. There's a lot of crap all around here, and
Mm-hmm.
beer bottles, and
Yep, beer bottles and crap. That's
it's
how we roll.
It's normal. Yeah.
The worst part is I was going to drink tonight. I was thinking about what kind of drink I was going to have.
Maybe it's because you haven't been drinking. Maybe that's why you're
Who
sick.
says I haven't been drinking?
We haven't had a drunk surly Bry on the show in a while. I don't know if anybody wants that. But,
Surly Bry's, he's always here. It's not drunk Surly Bry.
Right. So is your new thing not answering your instant messenger?
Yeah.
Is that you?
Why? Somebody complain?
Yeah, I got a complaint, and
Fuck
also
him. I don't know who he is, and I don't care who he is.
Well, I think I IM'd you about 4 days in a row, and you didn't even answer me, and I'm like, well, you know.
Every time you,
Communication.
in my defense, every time you've IM'd me this week, I've been in bed because I've been in bed really early.
All right,
And I
well,
did answer you on one of them, I think.
Yeah, 1 out of like 7.
Well, I mean, that's still better than...
And the other guy is a fan who just wanted to meet the Negator, over Instant Messenger.
There is no Negator. There is only Zool.
And every time you stop answering people, I have to deal with it. So, get with the program.
All right, I'll answer his stupid IMs next time I hear from him. He is the one that made the logo, though, right?
He is. I was just going to say that if you check out our forums, Elitist Havoc on the forums is the guy who made our logo. I think it's pretty sweet, actually. And there's also a Negator business card, which I will enlarge when I figure out how to do that. One of those things where you click on it and it gets bigger.
Yeah.
Super Seeker from the forums made that, and she also made Brink of Sanity business cards, which I didn't get to post yet.
Oh, she did?
So, yeah, I got those last night, so thank you for that. I was updating the show archive section last night, so I didn't get to do the rest of the stuff. BrinkofSanityShow.com, though, that's the big announcement. We're on the net officially now.
Yay.
So, there's a bunch of stuff there. We got forums. You could subscribe through iTunes. Just hit that subscribe button, and iTunes opens right up. And then you hit subscribe. And then you don't have to go look for the episode every week. It'll just download right to your...
That's right. Just open up iTunes on Wednesday night or Thursday morning, and you're good to go.
And there's a vote link, so now you don't even have to look for us on Podcast Alley. You just click vote, and it goes right to the site. You put in your email, hit vote, and then click on the confirmation email. Done.
We've taken away all the hard work. Now it's just you lazy fuckers have to start clicking on things.
Exactly. Everything's right on that front page now. So check that out. BrinkofSanityShow.com. What do you think of the... I was asking you for your input. What do you guys think of this?
I think it's excellent. I mean, I'm voting tonight.
I haven't had a chance to look at it in a couple of days, but the first time you sent it to me, I thought it looked good. I don't know what you've... I don't know what you've changed since then.
Looks much better now. That's what I was trying to IM you the last few days.
I know, I saw the links, and I was in bed early every night this week. Maybe I am getting sick.
What, do you actually work at work?
Yeah, I have been. I don't know. I've been busy this week.
It's ridiculous.
Training somebody how to do my job so I can actually take a few days off at the end of June. I don't know why I'm training her now, though. I have a feeling they're going to fire me, but whatever.
Well, then, if you feel like you're going out the door, then stir up some more shit before you leave.
They won't fire me because there's people who are more useless and cause more trouble than me, and they won't fire them, so.
So you're good. So that's where we're at with the site. There's also a contacts page. So now you don't have to listen to us say the email address and the voicemail number and all that crap. Hit that contact button. It's all on there. We got our Skype name. We got the email addresses for the show. We got our voicemail. It's all up there.
Exciting stuff. What is it? BrinkofSanityShow.com?
Yeah.
Cool.
spent the last 3 days of my life making it. So, you know, then we got that awesome logo up there now. So good stuff.
Cool. Thanks, everyone, for all your help.
Yeah, everyone sent in stuff. That's
Both of
pretty
you.
awesome. Well, no, the Kipper on the forum sent in the picture of me drinking. So
You're missing the rest of that boot, though. I mean, you can barely. I guess you can. I guess you can
yeah,
make it out at the bottom, but
trimmed it a little bit to fit it in. I'm drinking a 2-liter boot of beer on the front page. I found this German bar that I don't know if you guys saw the movie Beer Fest. They have the same boots of beer from that movie, and it's, you thrown up yet?
No, not yet.
All
It
right.
smells getting worse though.
I went to the dentist yesterday, and
Yep.
I was getting a cleaning, and they were like poking this sharp metal thing into my gums.
They did that to me too.
And then she's like, "Oh, we got a little blood here." And I'm like, "No shit, you poked me with sharp metal things. Give me a fucking skewer, and we'll see you bleed."
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Are you?
Because after I was gonna rant about it last week's show, and I forgot. I remembered like 10 minutes after we were done. I went to the dentist 2 weeks ago. It was cocksucker dentist, and they did the same thing. Like they yell at me all the time for not flossing. So since the last time I went, I actually like made a concerted effort to floss, and I probably flossed for like 3 months straight, and then I stopped, and it was off and on. You know, it was the most I've ever done. And they're still yelling at me like, "Oh, you don't floss enough, and you're gonna get, all these diseases and shit." And then they started poking me with the little gauge, and my gums were bleeding and all that stuff. So then the dentist comes in. This was just the hygienist, and the dentist is this asshole that I went to high school with. He was like 2 years younger than me. He's a dickhead, but his father owned the place, owned the practice. Now he's taken over. He had no sense of humor. He was an asshole. He said something to me, and he was like. The hygienist like read the report or told her about me or whatever, and he goes, "Oh, you don't want to get periodontal disease or something like that. You know what that is?" And I was like, "No, but it doesn't sound good, And he's like, "Oh, it's really bad," and he's like just recites this definition, and I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever, And so he takes one look at my mouth and he goes, "Oh, you grind your teeth, huh?" And I was like, "I never knew that." He goes, "Do you grind at night?" I go, "I don't know. I'm sleeping. How the fuck am I supposed to know?" He's like, "Oh, I recommend you get a mouth guard." So I was like, I got to get one of those stupid fucking mouth guards now. So then the dentist is like, "Do you have insurance?" And I'm like, "No." And so as I'm walking out, they're like, "How much is a mouth guard?" And they're like, $380. I was like, "Yeah, I think I'll get an over-the-counter one." I went to Target and I got one for $15. I'm like, "Fuck you." Except now I've woken up a few times chewing at it in the middle of the night, so maybe I did grind my teeth. But now I drool all over the place. So I got a piece of
But it
plastic.
doesn't. The thing doesn't like fit your teeth, though, right?
It's like a little bigger. I don't know. You have to like put it in boiling water to mold it, and I fucked it up, so I had to put it back in and straighten it, and it was a mess.
Fucking chemist over there.
Cocksucker dentist, I hate him. As soon as he walked in, I was like, "Ah, god damn it, I hate this kid." I remember him from high school, too. I didn't know him, but I just knew who he was, and he was an asshole.
So did you ever have to get a filling without insurance?
No, I've only had 4 cavities, and I got them all in the same visit when I was like 12.
Yeah, I only got 5, and I got them all in the same visit, which was last year, and I have no insurance. So I've been going to the clinic, the NYU Dental Clinic, and it's like $90 a visit, but they won't do more than one filling at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes them like the full 2 hours because I'm like a science experiment. They have to like do it like in weird ways to like pass their exams. I didn't find that out till like last time when they put in. I don't know if you guys like have ever had that like dental dam thing. Not the one for sexual
not
pleasure.
The pussy eating one.
No, it's this one where they just put this big rubber thing in your mouth.
To stop your tongue.
Like, I have no idea what it's for. I don't know what it's for. They just put this big rubber thing in my mouth, and then like, once they do shit, they have to call over like a real dentist, and he has to like approve it, And he's like, well, this filling would be easier without that, the dental dam. She's like, yeah, but I had to do that for, my exam. And I was just like, you're fucking studying on my mouth. Like, you didn't even have to the thing was hellish. It's like this rubber thing, but the way it stays in there is they have to squeeze it in between your teeth. So it like, it jams up against your gums and it's like painful and like, didn't even have to be in there, but she had to, use me as a science experiment for
Not
her class.
the thing that like pries your mouth open?
No, it's like I don't know if it's the stop
Because I know
like stuff.
when I got my braces when I was younger, they put a like piece of rubber in my mouth that basically kept my tongue in the back of my mouth, so they could play with my teeth without my tongue getting in the way. I don't know.
Wouldn't work.
It's the same kind of thing you're thinking of, but
I have a very low gag level. I'd be a really bad gay guy.
I mean, I just had my. I was at the dentist about a month ago. Actually, I got my wisdom tooth taken out.
Just one?
And it was only one, but I wasn't put to sleep during it, and they had put cotton balls, probably about like 5 or 6 to stop the bleeding. And they had to, it just didn't come out easily. They had to rip the damn thing out. Mm-hmm. So he says to me.
Hold on, I got to take this.
Put it on speaker.
Hello?
Tell them on the Hello? Put it on speaker. But I didn't have any friends. I don't know how it's.
Who? Billy,
Mom.
I don't know who you are. Collect call from Billy. Who the fuck's Billy?
I don't know who the fuck you are.
I'm calling for Pedro Mendoza. I get like That's 10 awesome. Calls a day for Pedro Mendoza. They're all debt collectors.
Collect a debt collector calling collect like
oh no not that was
pay your bills,
you're not gonna from jail. I think he left a message earlier on the answer machine.
That's awesome. Sounds like you moved into a lovely neighborhood.
Well, I don't think it wasn't the person that lived here before me. It wasn't her name. I think it's just a phone number. I just got like a random phone number from someone who probably didn't pay their bill or something.
Nice. All right, so you had one wisdom tooth.
So I got a wisdom.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I got it ripped out. So the guy goes to me, you might want to close your eyes with this. You might feel a little bit of water, and obviously that was my entire like blood and guts spilling out. Mm-hmm. I wasn't put to sleep during it or anything like that. I just got the nose pain.
Shouldn't they say fluid and not like treat you like you're 8 and just say water? Like you're
just say you're just bleeding your freaking guts out or something. And like so obviously it was pretty bad. They had to give me they wound up giving me sweet air because I'm like
that's what I had
gagging and everything. Yeah. Well, let me give everyone a little bit of advice if they get this pulled out. All right, when you are on the sweet air, I'm trying to make maybe an appointment earlier to get the pain reliever. Because I was like pretty much out of my fucking mind.
Oh yeah,
when it was done, I just told him to freaking up that shit. And like, I mean, I think I was passed out on the lawn outside of the dentist office. So by the time I got over to like CVS to get the prescription, this is a nice little suburban town where they move slow as shit. And I mean, I think it took them about 45 minutes to get the prescription filled. I was the only one there. Okay, so I was freaking oozing like blood and spit and all this stuff like on the floor, and I'm like, I'm the only one here, and they weren't like doing anything. So 45 minutes later, they're like, yeah, we've got one of the medications, the antibiotic. We don't have the pain reliever.
That's like fuck the antibiotic. You want the pain reliever?
That's what I'm saying.
That hurts, man.
So I was pissed. So I had to freaking, by that time, I was, I had to walk to another, and I think I walked to like King Cullen, and I had to get the pain reliever, and I was sitting there waiting even more. But at least this time, I got like some like tissues and napkins to like absorb all the blood as I was like drooling pretty much everywhere. And I think they got the message. They gave it to me in like 10 minutes.
Nice.
But yeah, pretty messed up thing. I would just say get your pain relievers early and get as fucked up as you can early on.
I concur. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm going to kill your dog!
Thought I heard a dog bark.
God damn it. Friggin' bark. We have this dog next door, and it's usually quiet, but once in a while it barks a lot. But there's a crazy lady across the way, and she thinks to quiet the dog, it's a good idea to lean out her window with an air horn to try and like scare the dog quiet because everyone knows that loud noises makes dogs totally shut
Let me
up and
tell
they
you
don't
something.
freak
There's
out.
never an air horn is always funny. I don't care if it's to me. Air
Well, I
horns
mean,
are always funny.
it's hilarious, but it doesn't work. I mean, I was watching one day. She leans out her window and she goes, "Brrrt," and then the dog freaks out and starts barking even more. And then she leans up. "Brrrt." It just went back and forth for like a half hour. It was the funniest thing.
There's a dog across the street from me that barks all weekend. I don't know where he is during the week, but all weekend he barks like every 12 seconds for 2 days
Oh,
straight.
fun.
Yeah.
When you had braces, do you have braces?
Never had braces.
I had to get this mold where they had to like put this like thing that was like the size of my mouth and fill it with kind of like this cement stuff and like press it up against my teeth. Did you have to get that?
Yeah.
The thing was huge, and like I have a really low gag level, like I was saying before, and I was like, you can't fit that whole thing in my mouth, like it's not going to happen. And they're like, no, we have to take this mold, the show before and after. And I'm like, I'm telling you right now, this isn't going to work out. And they're like, no, it'll be fine, don't worry about it. He put it in, 3 seconds, barfed all over the place.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was like, well, I told you. Now what do you want to do? Like, you can't do it again. And it was, it wasn't really a fun visit because then I had barf on my lap for like the rest of the visit. And, when you're like 11, that's pretty traumatizing stuff. I was surprised like the most popular kid in class wasn't like right outside the room, like waiting.
Every time I barf, it's traumatic. I'm gonna be obsessed with this now for like a week.
Yeah, barfing is. I've barfed so seldom. I could probably remember every single time I've barfed.
Me too.
Usually drinking.
The last time I barfed was when I went to see Doug Stanhope because I had like 10 beers in 2 hours and a shot of vodka in the middle of it all.
How was he?
He was awesome. This is what I ended up going to see Titus. Thank you very much.
Oh, how was that?
He was okay. He wasn't. Well, I didn't expect him to be like. Put it this way: when I went to see Stanhope and I went to see Louis C.K., like I was in pain from laughing so hard at the end of the night. I wasn't with Titus, but I didn't really expect to be because he's kind of a different kind of humor and stuff like that. But he was really good. He was He's getting divorced, so there's a lot of divorce talk. He's worked the act that he did that I saw. He's still working on, and he's gonna be filming a Comedy Central special that's gonna be on Valentine's Day next year of that act. So that should be pretty good to see. The best part of the night, the two best parts of the night were like right at the beginning, like 2 minutes in, the lady that was literally right in front of him started texting, and he laid into her. He's like, "Give me your fucking phone." He's like, "You put that phone away or I'm taking it, and I'm putting you in the last fucking row." He just totally destroyed her. He's like, "You don't come into a fucking place like this and start texting." I was like, "You want to do that?" He goes, "You want to do that? You go to a movie theater." And then she was just staring at him. And then the best part was she was just staring at him. And he goes, "Look at her. She's staring at me." You ever notice when I'm quoting him or paraphrasing him. And he says, "You ever notice when you call a woman on her shit, even though when she's 100% wrong, she still looks at you like you're the asshole?" He's like, "You're an asshole. Don't text in front of me. If I see that phone again, I'm taking it." Everybody started yelling, "Take it." So that was good. And then he was ranting about some other stuff, and he goes, "Girls, I'm going to tell you a few things that all guys hate, but they'll never admit that they hate it. So if it ever comes up in a situation when you're with the person you're with now and something like this happens, the guy can call you on it by just saying Titus, and you can't start an argument with him because it's totally true." And the first thing he said was like going to dinner with your family and shit like that, stupid stuff nobody cares about. And then the second one was capri pants. I think he's been eavesdropping on me or something. He's like, "Guys hate capri pants. They're fucking stupid. Don't wear them. Either wear pants or either wear shorts. Don't wear capri pants. They make your ass look big. Nobody wants to see your ankle. Nobody wants to see your calf. Don't fucking wear capri pants." And I was like the only one cheering at that point.
Dude, when we had a college radio show like 10 years ago, we did a capri pants skit like every other week. Wow.
But yeah, he was good. He was funny. And I was glad to go see him. It was a kind of... I found someone to go, and then the show we wanted to go see the night there were no tickets available. Then there were tickets, so we ended up going. So it worked out well. And hopefully I'll go see Mitch Fatel. I think next weekend he's playing up here.
Oh, wait till you see that guy, man.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I'm excited now. There's nothing like a good comedy show.
Yeah, you got to come down to New York, man. I'm telling you.
I know.
You'll like every guy you just mentioned will be there on the same night, and it'll be like $5 to get in. Ridiculous. I think you were just about to say something.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say before with the texting at school today. I was walking by. It was a class, and some kid was in the back, and this other kid's like, "Wow, you got your cell phone out?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm texting." The kid was like 7. Like, what the hell is he doing with a phone and texting? He was like 6 or 7 years old. That's ridiculous.
You know how old I was when I got my first phone?
3. Well,
20.
Yeah, I was I'd say like 21, 22.
Remember when you wanted to call somebody and you actually like went home and called them from like your parents' phone or your
the ancient times
apartment phone, landline? Bri has a landline.
Really?
I have a landline, yeah, and a cell phone.
Bri is like one of the last 12 people on the planet that has a landline.
I have Pedro Mendoza's landline.
But you do have an awesome landline though, because you could you should pretend to be him more often. Just be like, see, just keep saying see.
Well, I used to get a call from some eye care company telling me my son Nicholas has an appointment. They just keep leaving messages for me, so finally I called him back one night, and I was like, hey, or no, I didn't call him back. They called, and it was like, press 1 to, it was like a recording. It said, press 1 to confirm, press 2 to have someone call you. So I pressed 2, and they called me, and I was like, yeah, I don't have a son. If I do, he wouldn't go to your eye place, so you might want to check into that and find out where this person is.
You should have made them really sad. Be like, Nicholas has terminal brain cancer.
I gouged his eyes out with a fork. And I ate him, and I threw him up in a garbage can.
So yeah, he won't be making that appointment.
It's funny though that you were ranting about cell phones because a person that I know wrote a blog today, a rant, and I'm sorry to drag you into this. You know who you are. You're a listener. I won't say your name. And she was ranting about a bunch of random stuff. And one of the things she was ranting about was kids having cell phones, like fancy cell phones and camera phones or whatever, and kids having Blackberries. Now, meanwhile, she has a Blackberry. So I called her on it. I said, why don't you get rid of your Blackberry? Remember, she's, same age as me or whatever. I said, remember back in the day when you used to not have a Blackberry and your life was, fine. You didn't go crazy when you lost it or missed appointments or whatever. So her reply was that she has a job, and that's why she has a Blackberry. She's a fucking teacher. I mean, what does she need a Blackberry for? She's a teacher. I could be your Blackberry. Memorial Day is in 2 weeks. You're off Monday. You have probably 6 more weeks and you're off for the summer. You don't need a Blackberry.
Write them on stick-em notes.
Yeah.
We got a teacher right here. How many Blackberries do you have?
Absolutely none.
Why would you need one?
Definitely not need one. I just use stick-em notes if I need it. Otherwise, I just use a goddamn pen and pencil.
But she's a listener, and I'm going to get a nasty email about this tomorrow, and I don't mean to pick on you, but it just really put your money where your mouth is and get rid of your Blackberry. You don't need one. And she has a kid, and I bet you she said, oh, my kid's not going to have a Blackberry. I bet you her kid has a cell phone, and by the time she's like 10, I don't know how old her kid is. I forget. But
if you're going to yell at Bri, can you put it on the forum so I can see it too?
So that'll be a fight where tomorrow, hopefully, I'm helping to be able to deal with it. But screensaver, Max Headroomy.
No, didn't. I thought when you said that meant you were going to throw up.
Oh no, not yet. So I think it's going away, except for that smell of it.
No whammy and barf.
We need to set up some cue music or something when you're about to do it.
Yeah, we need to get a bumper person who just makes bumpers for every possible scenario that we'd have on the show. Bumper. Barf and bumper. Next episode.
Never thought we'd need a barfing one, but I guess we do.
Never know, man. Especially when we start doing our live drunk casts.
Yeah.
I got my webcam in the mail today. So, and I forgot that I bought a webcam and I bid on another webcam. So I may have 2. So if you need one,
Sweet, I might need one.
Good.
When I have half dead.
Because if nobody outbids me in the next 23 hours, I'll have 2, and we'll have the same, so it'll be compatible.
Oh, that's good.
And then live drunkcast, video drunkcast is in full effect.
Cool.
You know, 'cause, nobody requested it, so we might as well do it, just like the website. I said if I get 1 email, I'll make the website, and I got none, and I made the website. That's the way it goes. But yeah, a bunch of people joined the forums this week, so I'd like to thank everyone who joined and welcome all the listeners.
Yeah, feel free to post and let's start some debates and all that stuff and critique our shows and.
Yeah, we got a lot of funny rants and posts going on and stuff. No critiques on any of our guest hosts or any of the episodes really, though. So we appreciate feedback. I know, like, the norm is like 5% of your listening base, takes an active.
I haven't seen any
whatever.
posts from any. Like, I've only seen like posts from like 4 people.
Yeah, we got posts from like maybe 6, 7 people.
I know a couple of people who are on there and haven't posted yet. Even I posted. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I could have sworn you were going to be the guy who just like
I was gonna make
has the show, like never posts. I was going to get so mad because we have an Ask Brian J section, and people ask us questions, and like for a day, like I was answering all the questions and Brian wasn't, and I was like, this motherfucker is like gonna not answer shit.
I had to post because I had to threaten that person that said she was going to listen all summer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, then I had to rant about the movie theaters. Yeah.
Well, I think you should be obligated to answer questions that are directly asked to you.
I was going to make a fake name and just post under that and then never post as myself. I think I
just make an X-Bar name for when you're really angry.
I still might do
and
that.
Then have a normal Bri name for when you're just a little angry.
I think I'm going to make a fake name and pick fights with myself on there.
Best forums ever.
Just insult myself back and forth.
Oh, I wanted to say on the Podcast Alley, we're like 10th in comedy right now, which is pretty cool. Thanks everyone for voting. But there is 3 Harry Potter podcasts in the top 30. Not comedy, like overall. We're 30th overall, and there's 3 Harry Potter casts above us. Is it me or did those movies suck?
I never saw them.
I mean,
never saw it.
You got both of you guys never saw
Never saw it, never read it.
Never saw a minute of it. Yeah, never read a book.
I got suckered into every single movie. Every single one. I saw the first movie, hated it. So then everyone was like, oh, the second movie was like twice as good as the first one. I saw it, I hated it. And it happened with every movie. Oh, but the third one is so fucking awesome. It's like, the first 2 were like, whatever, but the third one's awesome. So I saw the third one, hated it. And I ended up seeing all 5. And I'm very
that's your
ashamed.
problem. I mean,
that is, yeah, no, I
not gonna be sympathy for me here.
I turned off the 4th one like a half hour before it ended, which was like, 4.5 hours into the movie because all those are insanely long. Then the 5th one, I was dating a girl and she was like a huge Potter fan. So I saw it in IMAX where they had like the 3D thing. And, the 3D part was okay, but the movie itself, hated it. And I was just wondering, like, with the casts, like, the books are done. They might be making another movie, but
I think there's one more movie.
There's one more movie? Still, how can you have a weekly podcast about that, though? Like, shouldn't you have run out of material by now?
Oh, lots of nerds, lots of nerdy topics. I don't know. Maybe they're way too into this.
I guess. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say I'm not a nerd.
Maybe they have a dog barking in the background, and that's why.
Oh,
shut up!
Your dog's dead.
I can't laugh or I'll throw up again.
Oh!
Doug, stop barking. Really did. That worked.
I'll cue the music.
Maybe the owner got freaked out and put the dog in the house. I have neighbors that are gonna murder my pup. I'll bring it inside now.
Yeah, you should have said that. I will murder you, and then see like if they actually like.
I don't want the police showing up in the middle of this podcast. We want to make it to at least episode 20.
No, we just played Grand Theft Auto. I mean, no, why not make it real?
Yeah, that's true. I have no qualms about killing a dog that barks all day. We got a voicemail.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just now?
You can play it, right? No, we got it a couple days ago, but, I figured we wouldn't play it until the show, right?
Right.
So, I have to, because I don't have a soundboard yet, I have to unplug the headphones, play it, and put the mic to my speakers. So, Bri, you can't talk while the voicemail. Because,
Throw up.
All right, Bri, you barf while I play the voicemail. All right, let's hear this voicemail.
Hi, this is Lothar from Long Island. Love your show, but sometimes either a person might not remember or maybe miss a show. So when you mention things like the elevator incidents or elevator free week, might want to backtrack a bit. If it's a funny story, people probably wouldn't mind hearing it again anyway. And for those who missed it, it kind of puts everything in context. Keep up the good work. Thanks.
All right, so
basically, we should just do the same show every week in case anybody misses it.
Right, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, we usually when we refer to a past episode, we we'll say the episode number so you can go back and download them. People aren't gonna want to hear repeats of the same stuff.
They're not live. They're not live shows. You can listen to them at your own leisure, so you should be able to get all caught up. I do appreciate the call, though. Was it Lothjar? What was his name? Lothar. Sorry. I
buried
it.
I appreciate you listening every week because the elevator story was like way back. That was like back when Alex was first hosting in like episode 4. But yeah, people aren't going to want to hear the same stories if they listen every week. So, if we mention something and it's like, oh, that sounds interesting, we'll usually say the number, and if not, it'll be in the episode description.
Right.
So then you go back and you download it and you listen to that. Because then the regular, it might be okay for the new listeners, but the regular listeners are going to be like, oh, I don't want to hear this story again.
And a new listener who hears the story should say to themselves, wonder what that story is all about. I better go back a couple episodes and listen to what's going on.
Exactly. That's what you get from missing an episode, really.
But thanks for the call.
Yeah, no, thanks for the
Appreciate
call.
the listenership. Advice not taken, but you tried, and that's more than everybody else has done. So,
yeah, you gave it the old college try, and most people just sit there and lurk and don't participate. So, thanks for using that voicemail because, every few episodes we get one, but I'd like to make a segment out of voicemails. That would be nice.
Yeah,
but
go to the website. The phone number's there. Use your cell phone. It's a free call. Use your BlackBerry.
Yeah, use your BlackBerry. Call on that thing. Can that thing make calls? I know nothing about
I
BlackBerry.
don't know.
I think.
Does it? Does it?
Isn't a BlackBerry just a cell phone that can go on the internet as an organizer and stuff? I don't
know. Is that an iPhone?
iPhone.
That's how much I know about BlackBerries. I don't even know what it does. I think it might be a phone. Is it a phone?
I met a girl with an iPhone. It was like the size of a remote control. I was like, what the hell do I... I was like, I have a phone, I have an iPod. I don't need them in one.
I don't get going on the line on a phone. It's like, I can look at a website really small and slowly.
It's like, why would you want to download TV shows to your iPod and watch a show on a 2x2 screen?
I don't even watch shows. I download a lot of shows, but I have a cable that hooks up my computer to my TV because even my 19-inch monitor is too small. I watch it on the big screen out there.
I need to get a...
Why would you want to watch 2x2?
I need to get a cable... what's that thing?
That's video wire?
No, yeah, the cable thing so you could watch TV on your computer and record.
Yeah. Oh, right, the opposite. Yeah, I got a computer specifically to do that.
Yeah.
and I got a new video card, and it rendered all the programs the computer came with not working,
Yep.
or whatever you call it, invalid.
Yeah.
Because I got one of those friggin' Sony package deals, so like if you change one thing, like everything stops working.
Yeah.
So don't get one of those. Build a machine yourself. You buy all the parts separately. It's like the same price, but like if you change something, it doesn't make the entire computer explode. Plus, my I don't know if you guys can hear that sometimes. My computer's insanely loud. It's because the fan for the power supply is going out, and since I got one of those package deals, they don't make like a replacement fan. So when that fan finally dies, my computer's just going to overheat and fry, and then that'll be the end of it. So that's fun. That's what I'm dealing with. I think I'm going to save my tax refund and maybe get a new computer. But that doesn't help us on a soundboard. And well, I got the webcam, so we're getting there. I need a new microphone too, though. I think I sound you sound a lot better than I do on the show.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you have a better microphone.
I just have a headset that I stole from one of my last jobs. And I broke
What,
it.
it's like a headphone microphone type of thing?
Yeah, like a telemarketer type of thing.
Really?
You could like fold it down or whip it up, and yeah.
No shit.
Oh yeah.
Wow, you're all high tech over there.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Very interesting. I was gonna.
So if you want to go, what?
Oh, I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
rant about something, but I forgot what I was gonna rant about now.
You think about it again, and I'll say the name of the website.
All right.
And yeah, the website. There may be a few links that aren't working yet, but I'm teaching myself web design, and I started 3 days ago. So whatever you see up there, I taught myself. Some of it's not working, but it'll eventually get there. Most of it is working right now. Once again, you can subscribe on iTunes. brinkofsanityshow.com is the website. brinkofsanityshow.com/jandbry.net/awesome/totally sweet
/ annoying dog
/ barking dog that's dead
I don't hear the dog.
.org. Well, no, ever since I yelled, it actually stopped.
No, I was just barking before.
But I'm not done with the thing. .org/download/number1comedypodcast.com/vote. And that's how you get into the main site. And when you do that, a trivia question pops up. And you have to answer the trivia question right.
If you don't, you die.
Well, if you don't, you have to type in that whole URL again. You can't even copy and paste. And you type it in again, it'll be a different question each time. I plugged in 3,478 different trivia questions. So you get the trivia question right, and then you make a username and password. And then you get a confirmation.
After we only steal your identification and information.
No. In the you get a confirmation email. In that confirmation email, you have to put in your name, your address, your social security number, a copy of your birth certificate, your credit card number, if you have a debit card, your PIN number also.
That's all.
And then we steal your identification.
Yes.
And then you could go to the forums and look at it.
Yes.
And that's it. I mean,
Easy.
it took me like 7 seconds to whip that up.
Maybe that's why nobody posts.
Could be. Maybe they're just lazy. That's fairly simple. So did that buy you enough time to think of your goddamn rant?
Oh no, I wasn't listening. I was watching Family Guy.
I hate you. Bad timing.
What was I gonna rant about? I don't remember.
You're going to rant about people on the road.
No, I did that like a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I know what I was gonna rant about. Close to that though. I've had this argument with a bunch of people, and even though I know I'm right, I can't seem to win this argument. So I'm gonna lay out all the facts here, and we're gonna see if we can crack this code. I heard somebody talking last week again about that stupid idea of everybody boycott gas one day.
Right.
You know,
right.
you guys ever
I get that.
get those emails?
I've gotten that email about every 6 months for the last 6 years.
I've heard it. I heard it on the radio last week. Somebody was saying that like they were going to do another one of those everybody boycott gas days to show the gas companies who's boss and to
Do another one. I thought that was just a forward, and like I don't think like one of those days have ever actually happened.
Well, first of all, it's not going to do anything. Even if everybody see, here's what people. Whoa, we'll just nobody buys gas and they're going to lose all this money in one day, but they're going to get back tomorrow. See, it's
well,
like
they'll probably get twice as many people the next day.
exactly. It's like this. It's like okay, if you send me an email and say, okay, milk prices are going up, so we're going to boycott milk. Nobody buy milk starting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. I can adjust my lifestyle. I just won't make White Russians, and I won't have cereal, and I could probably go a couple weeks without milk. You know, whatever. That's fine because it's not a necessity. I don't need it. But if you tell me, hey, don't buy gas tomorrow, and don't buy gas for the next, whatever, because we're going to show the oil companies who's boss. Well, guess what? I drive my car to work. My car is empty of gas. I'm going to put gas in the fucking thing because I'm not walking, and I'm not taking a bike, and I'm not going to skateboard or rollerblade to work because I live too far away. So eventually you're going to buy gas. So if you say nobody buy gas Tuesday and they're going to lose all this money, they're not going to lose all this money because, okay, if you say don't buy gas Wednesday and they make $0, if a gas, say a regular gas station makes $50,000 a day, so nobody buys gas Wednesday. So people are probably going to buy gas the day before. So they'll probably make, instead of 50, they'll make $75,000 on Tuesday, and then they'll make $75,000 on Thursday for all the people that skipped Wednesday, and it all evens out. Nothing's going to happen. So it's a stupid premise, and I wish people would just fucking open up their eyes and say, oh yeah, I'm retarded. That's not really going to do anything.
Well, I think you'll still have those like fucking Tonys from Long Island with the Hummers that have to get like $80 in gas just so they can drive up and down the fucking mall to like, I don't know, drive by and act like idiots. So it'll, I don't think it'll affect anything.
No, it won't. Yeah. But I mean, I keep getting all these emails, and I have this argument with people all the time, and they're like, no, it'll make a difference because they will lose money. They're not going to lose any money. They'll actually end up making more money probably because they'll end up raising the price the next day when they make it all back.
Yeah. Plus, there's so many people who don't do shit. Like, I think, like, even if you organize a day, most people just wouldn't do it anyway. Yeah. So the drop in sales would be so insignificant that they probably wouldn't even notice. They just call it, like, a slow day.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess theoretically you're saying, like, if everyone actually did do it, but it would have to be more than once. Like, I don't think it would work unless you did it, like, once a week.
Right.
But
you can't because you need gas. Because most people in some capacity need gas to get around. I mean, there's people like you live in the city. You probably can't walk, but like people in the city can walk places or ride a bike or rollerblade, whatever. But people who live like I'm in Connecticut, like unless you're going to start carpooling or stop driving, like.
Oh yeah, they got you by the balls.
You're going to need gas at some point because when the car is empty, you're going to need gas to get somewhere. So it's like I understand the principle is like, oh yeah, we're going to show these people who's boss, but you can't do it. But because gas is something that you need. But like if it's bread or milk or beer or cigarettes or something, you could go without that for a while. If you really wanted to prove a point, you can do that. You can go a month without buying bread just to piss off the bread people. But you can't do that with gas because once the tank gets empty, you're fucked.
I've been doing that with fruits and vegetables for the last 7 years.
Me too.
I actually heard Ford is doing something where like they're thinking about like if you buy a new car, all right, that they'll give you a gas card.
I think that was Chrysler. I think I saw that.
Chrysler's doing that, yeah.
But it's only for so many. It's like 700 gallons per year or something. I'd have to do the math to see if that actually works, but I did see that on the news.
Yeah, it says 12,000 miles. Yeah.
Oh, wait, well, how much?
They said it's for 12,000 miles.
Okay, the one I saw was like 700 gallons, I think, which probably, I guess it all evens out the same. But I mean, that's still a pretty good. I had a job a couple of years ago where I drove like all the time, and in 6 months I put 40,000 miles on my car, but I was getting paid like my mileage reimbursement, which was nice. I was filling up my gas tank every day, and I never had to pay for my gas for 6 months because I was getting more. I was making more than I was paying for gas, so it was kind of like a free bill that I didn't have to worry about. Kind of wish I had that now. I wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Because every time I pay my gas bill, it's a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. But I mean, if people really want to start, and if nobody's ever going to do it, but I mean, if people really want to stick it to the oil companies, then stop driving, get a bike, carpool, shit like that. But I mean, I would. I live like 7 miles from where I work, and it's kind of uphill on the way back, so I don't think a bike would be good for me, especially in the winter, obviously too. But so
I just take the train.
yeah, but I mean, even that uses gas eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're not directly buying gas, so you don't have to worry about $4 a gallon or whatever it is wherever you are, but you're indirectly paying for it, so. So that's that. Yeah, that was what I wanted to rant about.
Good stuff.
Oh, also, I would like to extend a wager. I'm only going to do this once with one person, the first one who wants to get involved. I will bet somebody $100 that if Barack Obama is the Democratic nominee, he will not beat John McCain.
I agree.
If anybody wants to take that bet with me, and then also I'd also like to make a $50 bet with somebody that if John McCain wins the election, he will not live through his first term. So I got 2 bets on the table. Get on the forums if you want to take that bet up with me. We'll work on the details.
What's the bet for Obama?
$100.
$100.
$100 says he will not beat John McCain.
Wow. And what about if Hillary wins? The Democratic.
Well, I hope she wins, but I don't know if she will at this point. But no, I was just watching stuff this morning, and they're talking about how he's probably going to be the nominee. But he won't beat McCain for a couple of reasons. But
I don't understand what's wrong with people. I mean, the guy comes out as priest, hates basically everyone, and obviously he's pro-Palestine, he's probably pro-Muslim or whatever. Like, why? I don't understand why people want to vote for this guy. I don't know.
I just, I don't get, like, I understand people wanting to vote for Hillary, but there's a lot of countries who don't respect women, and she's not going to be able to even, like, deal, like, all those Muslim countries who make their women, like...
We don't deal with them anyway.
We still deal with, like, Saudi Arabia, and, like, they're not going to even talk to Hillary, so I don't know what, I don't know what they're thinking on that. I'm not, like, opposed. I mean, I have no problem with having a woman president, but as far as international relations go, like, it's going to be a problem. And that was our serious portion of the show, folks.
That was me talking politics.
Back to the...
It's been a minute of politics.
Yeah, back to the poop jokes.
I just had to get that off my chest because I watch TV. I watched this morning I was watching the news and they're talking about the primaries and stuff, and it just pisses me off the way they talk. And it's like, he's not going to win. He won't win.
I was when I was waiting for the dentist yesterday, they had on I think it was CNN, and they had like breaking news, and they had like live from on the scene, and I was like, oh shit, something went down. It was Brittany and K-Fed's custody battle, and they were like on the scene, like as it's happening, and like this is like, I was like, there's nothing else going on the entire planet that they have to have like live, like blow by blow scenes on this shit. Like, and you know what? The ratings probably skyrocketed during that hour too.
Probably.
It was ridiculous though. Like they had analysts, they had like professional analysts on, like going over the situation, and oh my god, it was funny. It was very good. So that's what news in this country has come down to. That's why I don't watch the news anymore, and I don't think I miss out on too much because we don't even get informed on the real news.
Yeah.
They had a protest all over New York today for some shooting. Did you hear about that?
Mm.
They had about 7 simultaneous protests for this black guy who got shot last year like 60 times by this cop.
Yeah.
Is it the groom or whatever? The guy was getting married or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a couple. It was a couple of cops that shot him. It was 63 times, or something like that.
Right. But Al Sharpton set up like 7 simultaneous protests today for that, and you'd think
I didn't see Al Sharpton down there in North Carolina when that black girl was making up accusations about the Duke lacrosse team raping her, and it turned out she was full of shit. I didn't see him out there saying, "Oh yeah, my bad, I'm an asshole."
Yeah, apologizing. He is such scum. He is.
Jay, he's in the next room. He's gonna get you.
You're scum. I don't know who crowned him king of all black people, but he's got to stop ambulance chasing and he just waits for something to happen to jump all over. And I'm not saying that it was right what happened to this guy, but I am saying that probably made his day because now he has something to do. And something that I think he was getting bored. Because this protest is the decision happened weeks ago. The crime happened a year ago. I don't get why he's picking today to do this shit. I think he just got bored and decided to start complaining about something. But that's another serious topic. What's going on?
Man.
Bri gets sick and then everyone gets all
We're
morbid
just
over
showing
it.
our range, that's all.
We do have amazing range. This show goes from insane comedy to political commentary to
social commentary.
yeah, we did it all today. It's amazing. So I think we should probably end it before
Dead air.
one before dead air and 2 before Bri actually does vomit on the air.
I'm actually starting to feel a little better.
I was actually kind of hoping you would barf because that would have been funny.
Maybe next time.
Did you say barf when you barfed?
No, because it just came out. I wasn't even ready for it. I was coughing, couldn't breathe, and then barfing and looked down, and I was like, oh good, the trash can is right here.
Surprise barf?
Yeah.
I have a rule in my apartment, you have to say barf while you're barfing. And if you've ever done it, it's the funniest noise ever. I had a friend over who actually did that, and he started laughing while he was barfing because the sound was just so funny.
Mason did it when we were in college.
Yeah, we had another roommate who did it, and he was laughing too while he was doing it.
One of my friends did it one of my friends did it after. He barfed and then went barf and barf.
Yeah.
It was funny
That's
from the other room, but it wasn't as good as...
Right, that's a giggle. But if they do it while they're actually barfing, it's the funniest thing ever. I've had that rule in effect for a couple of years now, and I actually had a roommate run into my room one day. He's like, Jay, I'm so sorry.
That was
I'm
me.
like, what'd you do? That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
You're like, Jay, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what'd you do? You're like, I barfed and I didn't say barf.
Yeah, that was me.
At least you were thinking of it, Trying to pay attention.
I try.
So thank you for listening. Thank you, everyone for joining the forums, participating. Thank all the new listeners for listening. And we'll be back next week with 10% less barf in Bri's mouth.
Hopefully.
And we will have Billy back next week.
Oh, cool.
So he's not too famous for the show yet, but I don't think he'll be making a third appearance because he'll probably be big shit by then and be too good for us.
Could be.
Then we got a couple other new guests coming up. So, join those forums. Let us know what you think of the guests. We get no feedbacks. I don't know who you like, who you don't like. I don't know. I just don't know. And, brinkofsanityshow.com. Check it out.
I'd like to take this time to wish all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day this weekend and all the MILFs out there a happy Mother's Day because we love those MILFs. At least I do.
fine mothers out there.
Do something nice for your mom this weekend, or do something nice to someone else's mom. It's my motto.
Or do something nice to someone else's.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for coming, Prof.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Prof, anytime. Oh, also, if you like good music and you like the band Tool, and if you like good music, you should like the band Tool, there's a special Revolver magazine that came out yesterday. All interviews with them, all kinds of cool, wacky pictures, and it's pretty cool. If you like them, you should check it out.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. If you're hanging out at a bookstore and in the magazine section, I think is it Revolver or is it something else? I think it's Revolver. And it has like one of their album logos on the cover, and it's all these different interviews about each album with all the members and stuff. It's really cool.
Nice. Next week we should talk about our experience going to see Tool.
Oh yeah.
Do it now or do it next week?
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
All right, we'll do that next week. And in 2 weeks, my favorite band is coming out with an album, so we'll review the Dandy Warhol.
I'll say that, yeah.
Yeah, so they're coming out with an album. I'll be doing a quick review on that too.
Cool. In 2 weeks, in 2.5 weeks, I'm going to see Stone Temple Pilots. If Scott Weiland's still alive by then, hopefully he is. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, give you a little. You should call into our voicemail and leave a little.
Maybe I will. I gotta find somebody to go with first. I always buy 2 tickets and never have anyone to go with.
So there's no Velvet Revolver?
No, they're done.
Not done.
All right. Well, that was short-lived.
They weren't that good anyway.
That's all right. Well, they got Chinese Democracy is coming out soon, right?
Yeah. Anytime.
It's got a couple guys from Velvet Revolver. That's do you know about that project?
Yeah, it's just Guns N' Roses. It's just Axl though. It's Axl and all the new people.
Yeah, it's Axl and like 37 different people that joined and quit since he started recording the album.
He made it like so long ago that it's probably so dated anyway.
Oh yeah, it's. I don't even know if he has an album at this. Well, I heard that like 5 or 6 tracks got leaked already, but at this point, like, who cares? Like, if you wait 17 years to do something, nobody cares.
Well, didn't they play it when they toured a few years ago? Didn't they play some of the songs from it?
Yeah, they played 2 or 3 songs.
I remember I had tickets to see him, but like I kept reading online that he wasn't showing up to like concert was at 7, and Axl wouldn't even get to the building till like 11:30. And it was like a Wednesday night, and I was with my cousin, and we went to the Civic Center where it was, and we were just sitting in the car, and we're like, fuck this. We're not going.
That guy's got some serious problems, man.
Yeah, he does.
Apparently this is the year, though. 17 years later, it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
So,
I heard that's why Velvet Revolver's done, because Slash didn't want to deal with another Axl Rose, so... even though Weiland's in rehab, he just didn't want to deal with him.
Well, Stone Temple Pilots had announced that they were touring this summer before Velvet Revolver even broke up, and then what I read is they went out on, they were at some show somewhere, and Scott Weiland started talking to the crowd, and he's like, you guys were lucky to come tonight because this is our last show, because I'm leaving the band, and everybody in the band was like, what do you mean you're leaving the band?
Oh, wow.
Huh. That makes for an awkward set.
Then I guess like 2 days later they like quote unquote kicked him out of the band, even though he'd already quit. So who knows? That's
what Slash said when he got interviewed. He said they just broke up the band.
They weren't that good anyway. I mean, I saw them live last year, and they were just like, I was really drunk. That might have had something to do with it. But I remember just like Slash was just like the only time he got into it was when he was playing Guns N' Roses songs. Like they would play, like they played Velvet Revolver stuff, they played a couple GNR songs, then they played some Stone Temple Pilots, and like Velvet Revolver, he was kind of like just like walking around like whatever, yeah, I'm too cool for the room. And then like when they play like STP, he would just stand there and be like, yeah, whatever. And then when like they played It's So Easy and Mr. Brownstone, I think, and something else, and like during that, like he'd run around, he was jumping off of shit, but it was like the rest of the time he just was like, yeah, I'm too cool for the room, I'm Slash, and Duff was like that too, and I don't know. Well,
I like
man, he was good, but I wasn't impressed.
I like their first album. I just got their second album, but I haven't listened to it yet.
Their music's all right. The problem with bands like that is that and Audio Slave to a certain extent had the same problem. It's like you listen to like if you just put it on and you were listening to it, you'd be like, "Oh, this is good, that's cool. What is this?" But then like if you were like, "Oh, that's Scott Weiland / Duff," like these musical like people who have a track record, you kind of say, "That's all. They should be better than that,"
Right,
And I
right,
think
right.
Audioslave had the same thing because you'd listen to it and you'd be like, that's okay, it's pretty good, whatever. And you're like, wait, that's Chris Cornell, Tom Morello, and the other two dudes from Rage? That should be a lot better than that.
Well, I thought their third album was awesome. The first album I didn't like. Second album I thought was okay.
I don't think I heard
So I think they kept getting better. Third album I thought was really good though.
I don't think I heard it. Maybe I did.
No?
I might have it somewhere. I might have it, but I don't know if I ever heard it.
Yeah, you should definitely listen to it or steal it from my music drive or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really. But they broke up too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't Rage just tour?
No, they
last
did like
summer?
a couple of one-off festivals, and I think they're headlining Lollapalooza this year, which is like now instead of a tour, it's like a 1-day or a 2-day weekend thing. I think they're headlining it.
Whenever they have those mixed groups, like it never lasts because everyone's heart is always with their other bands, and usually comes to a head. And the Rage side of the band wants the group to sound totally like Rage, and then the Soundgarden part of the band wants to sound like Soundgarden. It happens with every single.
And
one of
even
those things.
I saw them live too, and they were like, just kind of like blah, like they were just like, they only get into. Well, Scott Weiland was getting into everything for Velvet Revolver, but like most of them are just like, if they didn't write the song or whatever, they just don't care. They're just like, whatever.
So much for liking the music, right?
Yeah,
Having
I
some
guess I don't.
pride.
But I mean, it must
Pride.
get. I don't know. If you're like a musician and you're like, on a 50-city tour and you're playing the same 10 songs in a row with the same banter every night, like I heard the Van Halen when they were touring, like the banter was like scripted, like the same, like where they'd talk between songs like across the stage from each other. I heard it was like the same at every show and all that stuff. It's like, I guess it must kind of suck. They're just doing the same thing over and over again.
Well, groups like Van Halen have no excuse. They got 13 albums. You could play a different set every night for the entire tour and, not get old. So I have no, I can't feel bad for groups like that. Like, I heard, what's that group who does, Steve Miller Band. They do the same set in the same order every year for like the last 15 years. It's like, the guy had like a dozen albums, switch up the set list.
Tool does that too. They play the exact same. For a while, for like a couple of tours, they'd play like the exact same set list, except for like 2 songs. Like at 2 points, they would like alternate. Like one day they would play a set of 2 songs, and the other day they play 2 different songs. And then the last tour, they just started doing the exact same. But they have like a heavy production with theirs, with all the video screens and all that. They had a big laser
Yeah, I was
show.
gonna say their light show and stuff. They has to be coordinated. They can't just like switch songs.
Yeah.
Because then they gotta everything is all synced up. Plus, they're kind of jammy,
Yeah.
so I guess they could switch up the jams a little bit.
I know. I'd like to see them like do like non-rehearsed jamming. Like I'd like to just see them just pick up instruments and just start playing.
Yeah. That would definitely be awesome.
I mean, I saw Van Halen this past year, and it was great. Eddie Van Halen threw like a tantrum at the Garden, and at the sound guy threw his amp down the stage that didn't work.
Nice.
Was screaming, and Carson down there, and I think that's when Dave started playing Ice Cream Man. So I don't know. I didn't think it was staged or anything, but I don't know.
Cool.
I heard that was the only time that happened, but
That's pretty cool. So I saw them with Hagar.
I never saw them. I'm pissed.
Yeah, Van Hagar.
I like it with Hagar better.
Yeah, me too. I used to be a Van Roth fan, but I just think their like albums are more solid with Hagar. I know that's gonna start a riot. But,
That'll start a message board riot.
hey, you want to start an even bigger riot? I thought Balance was in their top 3 albums.
Oh, I like Balance. I like Balance a lot. That's one of the few I have.
I love Balance. I think it's 5150, then 1984, then Balance. So, what do you guys think of that? I'm not just saying that too. I really think that's,
I don't. I have. I think I've like downloaded all the albums, or you burned me CDs of them, so I don't know like what's on what. But I know I have Balance because I bought it like when it came out back in the day. I remember I liked it a lot.
It's a solid album. I don't think people gave it a chance. Give it a chance, you fuckers.
That's right. Sammy's got a much better voice than David Lee.
Well, the music was like, I felt like they did better guitars. The guitar solos were the same. I just felt like the music had more volume to it. It was like kind of like poppy with David Lee Roth. It kind of like delved into different areas with Van Hagar. That's my musical review. All right, so you fuckers go to brinksanityshow.com.
Got like an extra 10 minutes out of that music conversation.
Thought the show was over.
Yeah.
We should do a music cast.
It's like our hidden track.
It is. Push stop. I should just push stop and like add a minute of silence and then our seat.
This is like in one of those like rap songs when they break it down at the end of the video.
I know nothing about rap.
What's rap? All I know about rap is wrapping paper.
Yeah, that's about it. So the vote thing is on the front page now. So subscribe. So you could subscribe in iTunes, and you don't have to hunt down these episodes. Everything's on there. The forums, contacts. Go there and check it out. BrinkTheSanityShow.com. We'll be back next week. We will have Billy again. So enjoy, and see you next week, I guess, and stuff.
And happy Mother's Day again.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hey.
This one's for you, Mom.
Thanks
This
for coming,
bud's
Prof.
for you.
Barf.
Good having you, Prof.
Thank you.
All right. See y'all later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.